You know that person in your life, maybe at work, maybe in the family, who just seems to create chaos everywhere they go.
Oh, yeah. And they crash and burn, but they never seem to change.
They never change. We usually just, label them a fool and try to get on with it.
Right, but that's what's so interesting about this stack of sources we're looking at.
Yeah, these are linguistic studies, commentaries,
Mhm.
all on the Book of Proverbs. And it turns out fool isn't. It's not just a generic insult.
No, it's more like a diagnosis. The literature lays out this whole taxonomy of folly. It's not a fixed state. It's a progression,
Yeah.
a kind of downward spiral.
So that's our mission for this deep dive, to actually distinguish these archetypes.
Mm.
The sources, they start with this profile called the simple. In Hebrew, it's pethi,
And pethy is such a great visual. It literally means open.
open, like an open door.
Exactly. A door with no lock on it. The simple person isn't mentally deficient or anything. They're
Like
just
her.
uncritical. They let every idea in.
Every sales pitch, every piece of gossip.
Right. And the sources really stress that this is a failure to grasp cause and effect. They see a warning sign and they pass on and are punished, as the text says. They don't think it applies to them.
But the key here is that they're not malicious. They're just sort of a blank slate.
Which means they can still be taught. You can still put good furniture in that open room, so to speak.
Okay, so they're teachable,
Mm.
but what happens if they aren't taught?
Well, that openness, it hardens. And that brings us to stage 2, the fool.
The Kessel. And we really have to, drop our modern idea of a fool being someone with a low IQ.
100%. You can have a PhD and be a total Kessel. This isn't an intellectual problem. It's a moral one. It's pure stubbornness.
The text says they despise instruction. So, where the simple person didn't see the cliff, the fool sees it.
And drives right off just to prove you can't boss them around.
It's so willful. And the imagery the sources pull out to describe this it's shockingly graphic.
You're thinking of the mortar and pestle.
Yeah, Proverbs 27, it says, even if you pound a fool in a mortar with a pestle like you're grinding grain, their foolishness won't leave them.
It's a terrifying thought. You can hit them with real-world consequences, financial ruin, broken relationships, and they still won't change their mind. They're in love with their own opinion.
And somehow there's a level even deeper than that.
The terminal stage. The most dangerous profile.
The scorner. The Lutz.
This is it. If the simple is naive and the fool is stubborn, the scorner is arrogant.
What are the commentaries called this? The smart aleck archetype. The person whose wit is just a weapon to tear everything down.
They're cynical. Nothing is sacred to a scorner. They don't just reject wisdom. They actively mock it. And this is where the advice in the text takes a really sharp turn.
This was the biggest aha moment for me. My first instinct, if I see someone acting like that, so toxic, is to engage, to try and reason with them.
And the sources say that is the absolute worst thing you can do.
It's so counterintuitive.
But it's so practical. The text warns, if you correct a wise person, they'll love you for it. But if you rebuke a scorner,
They'll hate you.
they will hate you and insult you. You cannot win. In fact, when you try to fix them, you're just giving them more ammunition. They feed on conflict.
The source of the strife.
The primary source. So if you can't argue with them, what's the solution?
The sources are blunt.
Amputation. Proverbs 22.0. Cast out the scorner and contention will go out. You don't argue with them, you remove them.
Wow, that sounds so harsh. But I guess it's about protecting the group, protecting those other simple people from getting drawn into that cynicism.
It stops the infection from spreading. Exactly.
So if you put it all together, you have this clear trajectory. You start out simple, just drifting. If that's not corrected with wisdom, you harden into a pool.
And if you let that pride and stubbornness fester, you become a scorner. It's a real warning to check your own position on that map.
It reminds me of that image from Psalm 1.
Yeah.
The one about the seat of the scornful.
That's the perfect way to put it. It's a settled state. You don't just stumble into it. You get comfortable with cynicism until you finally take a seat.
So the question for you to think about is, are you just walking past bad advice? Or has you already pulled up a chair?